It's the Earth Day market. Bye. Here's that. Good morning, guys. I'm currently doing my final touches before I head out to the market. Well, to set up for the market. And just doing my lip combo. I feel like I want to put on my blush, so let's do that. I'm super excited for today's market. It's from 11 until 4. It's the Earth Day market, and this is the rescheduled date from a market that I was supposed to be doing last month, but it ended up raining. So here we are at the rescheduled day. It's supposed to be beautiful. I just finished putting everything else in my car. I packed my tent, my biggest table display, and I filled up my tent weights with some gravel, and I put that in my car last night, and then also my chair. And then this morning I just put my table, my hefty bin full of like all of my table displays and things like that and packaging. I put that in the car, and then I put in my candles. So I kind of need to hurry up because the candles are in the car now and it's kind of already warm outside. Let's see the high for today. So currently it's already 67 degrees and it's supposed to get up to 85. So it's going to be a pretty warm day today. This market is outside. It's going to be my first time in about 2 years setting up outside. And even when I had a tent, I had somebody do it for me. So this should be interesting. I'll be setting up by myself today, but if I need help, I'm going to see if somebody is available. But yeah. I'm super excited. The only thing that I'm nervous about is the tent portion. But other than that, it's just like the usual setup. I'm not sure how many vendors it's supposed to be, maybe 30 vendors. And we're going to be set up in this parking lot in like a kind of a touristy area. They say that we can get there at 9. It's currently 8:54 and I live about 8 minutes away. So I'll be there a little bit after 9, but the market doesn't start until 11. They want us done out of the parking lot, I believe at 10:30, because we have to like drive there, unload, and then like move our cars out of the way. So I think they said they want us finished setting up by 10:30, just so, you know, people get to the markets early. You know, you kind of want to be set up already, but it's not going to take me 2 hours. I always say this and then I use up like literally all of the time. So we'll see how long it takes me to set up for this market today. But I think I'm ready. I didn't make any new candles, any new wax melts or anything like that. I'm just using all of the things that I had at my last market, the spring market that I did, because I didn't sell that many things. So I still had a good portion. And then I have to prep so many candles for next weekend. That's going to be in a different video when I talk about this, but I have to prep so many candles. So I'm like, all of my supplies that I have right now is going to be used for that market next weekend. I'm going to get a water or 2, and then I'm also going to get this fruit cup. That's what I'm going to be eating on during the market. There's little restaurants around, so I can order something to go and just go pick it up if I get like super hungry. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. Another market in the books. So it's going to be a beautiful day. Hopefully, I hope that it's not too windy, because that would be crazy. And I hope that my tent weights do what they need to do. I'll see y'all when I'm setting up. Baby. Bye-bye. Thank you. a vendor here? Oh, nice.
I'm going to talk about parking.
Check 1, 2, check.
Tiffany, yo, can you hear me? Behind me.
I do have a photographer come in.
You can smell them?
Yes. Yeah, I do have a photographer come in.
Okay.
Just for an hour to take some pictures of the market and everything. So,
Sounds good.
thank you.
Thank you.
Smells just like the lemon.
Yes. Thank you. You too. Here's that.
Okay, and then you should be able to tap it. Perfect.
Thank you. And those are little pancake trinkets. Thank you.
Some people like love it, and then other people are like, I can't stand it. I'm one of those that can't
So it's the next morning. It's actually Easter Sunday, so I need to kind of hurry up and film this market recap so that I can go spend time with some family, eat some good food, you know, all that good stuff. Anyway, let's get into the market recap. So yesterday's market was actually like an Earth Day market. It's a rescheduled market that was canceled back in March because we had some pretty severe weather. So obviously you can't do a market in severe weather, and I'm so thankful that they rescheduled. I'm so happy that the weather was great. I'm not even sure how many vendors there were, but I would say maybe a total of 30 vendors. I actually didn't even count, and if I think about it in my head I can probably count it, but we'll just say it's like 30 vendors. So it was a pretty decent sized market. It was in the parking lot of this bar, and they just like closed it off for us to have our market. I found out about this market because I follow other vendors and I kind of pay attention to whatever markets they're going to be a part of, and then I find out how. So this other girl told me how I could be a part of this market. I sent them an email and then they gave me an info on how to sign up. I signed up and then I did the market. So this market was only $30. A lot of markets in my area range from like $30 to $50, so it's pretty decently priced. This market was from 11 until 4. Vendors could start showing up at, I believe, 9 a.m. So I got there around 9:15. For some reason I cannot get out of the door quick enough, and every time I'm supposed to be leaving the house I'm like giving my cat more food, filling up his water, putting on my lip combo, vlogging, or I'm just doing something random. So it's fine though because the venue was literally like 8 minutes away. So I got there at 9:15. We could drive our car into the parking lot, drop off our stuff, and then leave. So that's what I did. And then the parking was about like a block and a half away, and they validated it for us, but for some reason the validation code wasn't working. So they were like, if you get a ticket, bring it to us with your name, your number, and your info, and like we can get it paid for you. Let me tell you though, parking took me a good 10 minutes because I was like not sure if this was like the correct lot that I was supposed to be in or not. So I was like following other vendors and I was like, wait, no, they're probably not a vendor. Oh yeah, they're a vendor. So I like went in and out of the parking lot. I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure this is the spot I'm supposed to be in. And then what took me even longer was the validation code was not working, and it took me probably 10 minutes to realize, hey, it's not gonna work and it's fine, and just go into the venue. That's a good reason why you should go early to these kind of events. Like when they say the start time, like when vendors can start arriving, you need to arrive at that time because you never know if you're gonna be dealing with traffic, parking issues, or just like any kind of random issue, a car issue, anything in general. Just make sure you're there early so that you don't miss the market. So I was so thankful that I got there at 9:15 because usually it doesn't take me a long time to set up, but I made sure to get there just a little bit, around the time that I'm supposed to, because not only was I concerned about the parking situation, I was also concerned about my tent. So I ordered a tent off of Amazon, and if you guys are curious, I can like put it in the description. I got it off of Amazon. It was maybe like $100 something bucks. Just like a standard tent, but it was a good tent. So I'll link it down below if you guys are interested in that. But I was concerned about the tent situation, so I kind of stalled on doing that. But then I was like, you know what, just go for it. I read the directions, and the part that I couldn't get right was like the middle of my tent. You just pop it up so that it pops up out of place, or it pops up in place, and I could not get that. So I just asked my wonderful booth neighbor for help, and she helped me. And then the other neighbor, I didn't even ask for help, but I guess she was like watching and listening. She came over to help, which is so sweet. That's what I love about markets. All the vendors are just so nice and sweet and helpful and willing to just jump in and help you. So they helped me with my tent. And for my tent weights, I ended up going to Ace Hardware and I got all-purpose gravel, and I need another bag because my tent held up, but I feel like it can be more sturdy, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I just needed something to hold my tent down, okay? And that's what worked for me. With the random wind gusts, we'll get into that. I did have to hold my tent just a little bit, but make sure you guys have some kind of tent weights because you never know when it's gonna get windy. The day was still beautiful, sunny, and then wind gusts. And like it was blowing people's stuff off the table, blowing their tents. We had like 2 or 3 tents, like try to blow away, but luckily everybody was helping each other, so that did not happen. Once I got my tent set up, just a normal setup, table setup. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I got a bin now instead of using my handy dandy Aldi bags. Now I have one bin to organize all of my table displays and everything that I would need for the market, and it worked out perfectly. I didn't bring anything new. I just used everything that I had at my last spring market and I just brought it to this market. So I didn't make any new inventory, so I was not stressed out about this market. This market was actually just like pretty chill. I didn't have to wait on supplies from Amazon. I was pretty kind of prepared for this. So you guys saw me set up like usual. This market had a live performer, so that was pretty nice to be able to listen to some live music. The market started off a little bit slow. I did get my first sale at like 10:55, so before the market, from another girl. She bought my Captain Crunch candle, which that candle is not really popular, but I was like, whoa, like my first sale before the market started and it was the Captain Crunch candle. Oh yeah, today is going to be a good day. So I sold that to her, and then I didn't have any sales maybe for like an hour, but that was fine because I was just getting content, talking to other vendors that came over, or like my booth neighbor and things like that. I will say I don't think I'm going to be doing any more outdoor markets besides the one that I have next weekend, which I'm super excited about that one. I'm going to tell you guys about that in another video coming soon. But I don't think I'm going to be doing any more outdoor markets because it was already hot and it was only like 11 a.m. and I was just thinking my candles are going to melt. I did have one candle that started to melt for some reason. All of my other candles were fine, but with the wind gust, it like blew dirt onto my candle, and since it melted, there was like debris, like dirt debris in that candle. So I'm like, can't sell that candle. It was my big 13-ounce candle too. I'm like, okay, these little outdoor markets are just so unpredictable. So I think this is gonna be the one next week is just gonna be my last one because I cannot be outside with candles. That's the good thing honestly about having candles though for outdoor markets, besides them potentially starting to melt at the tops, they don't blow away. So like with the wind gusts were coming, the only thing that was like falling or just like falling over was just like my signs that I had. Like I put something in front of it so I can stop that from happening, but other people's, their stuff was just flying all off the table, and some people had like glassware and stuff, so that's like kind of risky about these outdoor markets. That's the wind gusts, like those are so unexpected. Like I grabbed onto the girl's tent that was next to me because her tent was coming into my tent, and I was like, we cannot have that, we cannot have that. I noticed a lot of people did not have any tent weights. You need tent weights if you're going to be outside because the weather is so unpredictable, and then you don't want your tent to knock over into somebody else's and like mess up their stuff, and you know, it's just like a safety precaution. Just always have tent weights. So the area that we had our market, it's like in a pretty touristy area. We do have one attraction where I live, but that is down for maintenance right now. So the event organizer just didn't know how the market was going to go because, you know, a lot of people, they come to that area for that specific attraction. Since it's down, we didn't know how it's going to be, but I think the market was pretty slow, and then it picked up a little bit in some areas. I did have one girl buy 4 of my 13-ounce candles, and I was just like, whoa. Like, hello, let me go to I like to write down or like put in my notes what I sell. So yeah, so I had the first candle, and then this girl came and bought 2 watermelon lemonade and sugar candles, and then 2 of my passion fruit candles, my 13-ounce candles. And I was like, I was in shock. I've never had somebody buy that many candles at one time from a market besides a Christmas market, but they were like little tins, so they were like small. Yeah. And then I sold berry waffles. I sold both that I brought. I didn't sell any of my lemon berry waffles for some reason. Maybe I need to like add some more blueberries or like some butter wax melts just to make it a little bit more aesthetic, or maybe people just don't enjoy the scent. But that's another thing that really didn't sell that well, I guess, but it's fine because it's cute. And then I sold a pineapple cilantro candle, which was really nice, my big one, and I sold a mini of the passion fruit. So a lot of people were into the more fruity scents and not so much of like my other scents. Now I did sell the Fruit Loops candle, so I was super excited about that. And I sold a mango candle as well. So I think all in all, my things did good. I didn't sell any pancake trinkets, but people are intrigued by them and they like them so much. So those are just hit or miss, but I just bring them just to add something different to my table. So if they sell, they sell. If they don't, they don't. I just like for my table to be cute and have something different. I don't really have too much to say about the market. People walked around, they shopped a little bit. I got compliments. Some people bought things, some people didn't. All of the vendors were really sweet and nice, and a lot of people recognize me from other markets, and that's pretty nice. So I kind of want to keep doing that. I want to get my name out there, and a lot of people are like, are you local? I don't know why, but when people come to pop-ups, they think that like a lot of the vendors have like a storefront or something. I'm like, no, like this is the storefront. The pop-up is the storefront. So I just thought that was pretty interesting. When people are like, where are you located? It's like, I'm located right here, right now. That's my location. But yeah, I got so many compliments and it just brings joy to me. I love hearing people's feedback in person because I don't really get that many online sales, so hopefully that'll change soon. But I did let people know, hey, I do pop-ups and I do have an online shop, so you can buy stuff there too. Kind of took my time setting up. I wanted to make sure that everything was perfect, in my eyes perfect, but eventually I want to like expand my table setup. I noticed that a lot of people have like 2 or 3 tables. They like really maximize the space with their tent, and then I just had like my one table. But I think my setup was cute enough to where it like didn't matter if I like filled the tent or not. But I just know for future reference, like especially for fall markets and winter markets, by then I need to have like a cuter setup with like more products, if that makes sense. Because I was just like really admiring everybody's setup, and I'm like, you know what, I need to incorporate some of this to make my setup look better, you know. With the market being outside and it being just a little bit slower, I just felt like time was dragging, so I didn't really know what to do. Like I didn't have a video to work on or anything to work on my site, so I was just really scrolling and texting. But I need to start bringing something to occupy myself when markets are slow. And also I ended the market and my phone was on like 1%, so I need to bring like a battery pack, portable charger for my phone and for my iPad and for my card reader. Luckily I charged everything to like 100%, and I brought a mic and I didn't even use it. And guys, guess what? Before I left my house, my mic fell into my cat's water bowl. Like I was trying to put it on my shirt, and like where his water is set up, it's like in front of a mirror in my apartment. So I was trying to clip it on, it literally fell into the water. So I didn't even use it. I put it in some rice and I just left it. So I couldn't even talk to you guys while I set up. And then also I was just trying to get everything figured out with the tent and then actually set up my table. So I didn't really do too much talking. I had a lot of thoughts, but I just couldn't multitask in that moment. But now that I know how to set up my tent and how to break it down, next time I have an event outside, I don't know about next weekend because I'm sharing a booth. I'm gonna try to chat with you guys because I am a chatterbox. It's something about being just exhausted after a market. You don't even have to do a lot of physical work, but like mentally, physically, I'm just like drained, and I love doing it, but I always need to take a nap afterwards. I'm just like, I can't do anything. Well, maybe because your mind is racing all night, like preparing for the market, and then you wake up super early. Luckily, I woke up at like 7 something, but I kind of took a while to get ready. Like, I don't know why, I was just like taking my time. And I didn't have to prepare anything. And I packed my car the night before, but maybe because I had work the day before, maybe. It really is like a 9 to 5, because say I woke up at 7, I left at like 4:30ish, so 7, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's like a 9-hour day. That's like a shift. That is a shift. So that's probably why I'm tired. My sales were pretty great for this to be my first time ever being a part of this market. And for this market in particular, it happens on every 3rd Sunday of every month up until November, like until it gets like too cold outside. So I may or may not do another one. I'm not sure, because if the weather was hot now, like a month from now, it's going to be way hotter, and I'm just like scared for my candles. So I don't know if I'm going to be a part of them or not, but I kind of want to. Definitely, I'm going to sign up for one in like the fall and winter. I think that'll be a really good area, and I think it'll feel nice outside, and I think the vibes will be good. So we'll see. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope these videos are helpful. I know that I love to watch them, and hopefully you guys don't mind me talking so much. I just like to yap a little bit. But have you guys done any markets? Are you signed up for any markets? Are you just now getting into like the market pop-up scene and you're watching these videos just to get some insight? Or you know, maybe you don't have a business, you just enjoy these type of videos. But let me know in the comments down below if you guys have anything exciting coming up about business, the small business world, and I'd love to hear it. So thank you guys so much again for watching, and I'll see y'all in my next video. Bye guys.